With its more conventional design and limited electronic gizmos, can this classic superbike still run with the latest and greatest offerings from Europe?
The Suzuki GSX-R750, it's flawless. Again, that bike just does everything right. You can ride it super mellow, you can really crank on it and get some, and everything complies. Great low, great mid, great top end.
It feels like all my 4 cylinders, but it has like extra grunt, you know, it's a little extra off the bottom, and it's not as high strung. Like I wasn't always worried about keeping it high up in the R's. I could pull through on the bottom, and I felt really, really comfortable on it. Like you could give this bike to your mom and she could ride it, but if you wanted to ride it, you could haul ass on it too. The one thing I wasn't really pumped on about it is that you sat like kind of behind the gas tank, and you steered it more like this than like this. But it wasn't really a big complaint, but that was just something I noticed when I was riding it that I kind of, when I was switching bikes, I had to get used to a little bit.
The refinement of all the controls, really nice, doesn't overheat in traffic. You're really getting a quality bike that's been, all the bugs have been sought through for a whole ton of years. And so when you have to go and pick another bike and what you're gonna spend for your money, it really is hard to get away from the GSX-R750. It's good bang for the buck.
Suzuki's had this bike around for the last like 20 years. Got a lot more grunt and mid-range. It's nimble, it turns good. It's even got good character, which is kind of surprising, like for a Japanese bike. Got a good induction roar, and it kind of feels a little racy when you're riding it.
So the Gixxer just feels on track like your standard street bike. I mean, it's got soft suspension, it's got street tires on it, it's got a soft seat, funky ergonomics, you know, that are awesome for the street, not on the track. It's just your standard Japanese street bike. When you compare it to these European-style sport bikes, it's kind of far off, you know?
The only thing is, it's just so much of a neutral bike. It doesn't really shine in any one area. It's just kind of like a bland a little bit. I mean, it's still fun to ride. I love riding it. I actually like the way it looks too, but it's just a little bit vanilla. I've always liked Suzuki 750s. I've owned a couple of them personally, and they just rip. They're a good blend between the agility and the lightweight of a 600 Super Sport and the voracious torque and brute force of a 1000cc sport bike.
From the street to the track, and even on the drag strip, it's unwise to bet against the Gixxer 750. Suzuki's been crafting it for so long, and it shows in the incredible level of refinement. Although it didn't set the fastest lap, it was pretty close. Pair that with top scores in the majority of categories, and it wheelied away with the win.